Hi, today I want to talk all about sevenths and how to construct them, and to tell you that a lot more videos are on my keyboard workshop channel. To construct a seventh chord, you start off with the three notes in a triad. I'm going to use C major here, C, E and G. So that's the triad, and now I'm going to add a seventh. The seventh note is usually added with the little finger or the fourth finger, and that forms the seventh chord. Now the seventh chord gets its name because you're adding the seventh note in the scale to that triad. But there are two types of seventh chord. There's a major seventh and a minor seventh. Let's start off with the major seventh chord first. The seventh note is a B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you add that to the chord of C to get C major seventh. Now a quick way of working out what the added note is that it's one semitone or note down from the octave. So if you were to play C and then the top C, the C major seventh is one note down. So another example would be, let's have a look at the chord G major 7. So we start off with G. We find the seventh note in the scale of G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we add that note, F sharp, to the triad of G. So that's a major seventh. So moving on, what about a minor seventh? Now the minor seventh is the seventh note in the minor scale. Now the minor scale of C is like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the B flat is the seventh note. So C minor 7 is C minor triad, and you add a B flat. So the little m refers to minor, and if it has MAJ, it means major. Now, a quick way of working out a minor seventh chord is to play the triad and then play the octave and move two notes down, two semitones, 1, 2. So that is a minor seventh. Now what you're probably thinking is, I just want to play a seventh chord. Well, this is where it gets a bit confusing, because this is probably what you mean. It's a C major chord with a minor seventh added. It's C major with a minor seventh. So you can have a major seventh using a major chord, you can have a minor seventh using a minor chord, and you can have the normal seventh chord, which is a major chord with a minor seventh. And what you can't seem to have is the minor chord with a major seventh. Just sounds a bit odd. But surely you can play any chord you want though. But it just seems for musical protocol, this fourth combination you won't see in any written music. So let's play a C7 chord again. And the seventh note sort of wants you to move on to another chord, and that chord is F major. And if we play the right transpose, it sounds like this. It's like a natural bridge. It takes you from one chord to another, and this is very powerful when playing sevenths. There is a musical term for this and it's called a cadence. Let's try a different chord and see what that leads us to. Let's try G7. That takes us back to C major. And this is all to do again with frequency ratios. C and G are a nice frequency ratio. They're 1 to 1.5 times frequency. F to C is again 1.5 times frequency. So the 7th chord can be used as a bridge to another chord 5 semitones higher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try another chord and see what that leads us to. Let's try E flat major and play the 7th. And what chord does that lead us to? It leads us to A flat. See how natural it sounds. So there it is, an introduction to all the different types of 7th chord.